That was heavy. That was heavy too in the prayer my brother Sirach just gave. He said, Lord, you know, help the marriages and the people ailing and people going through it with their brethren and all that. And he said, in order to do that, bring your spirit down. You know, it's here. It's here. All we got to do is open it up and take the counsel out of it, right? Give me John 6:63, right? Because we got the medicine here. It's here. The medicine is here. It's just the damn taking it. You know what I'm saying? It's the doing it that's the hard part, right? Just like exercising. You know, you can have all the weights you want in the garage, and you got your gym membership. You know, you paid up for the year, but you got to get up and go. You know, and that's the hard part. Staying motivated. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what the spirit is. Watch this.
This is the book of John, chapter 6, verse 63.
Uh-huh.
It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing.
Yep.
These words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life.
These words are spirit, and they are life, right? These are things that's going to fix us, going to change us, they're going to convert us, okay? The name of this class is The Eyes, the Lies, and the Heathen's Disguise, all right? So guess what? I've been sick for the last week and a half, man. It's a little bug or whatever. And I was watching some stuff. You know, I stumbled across some documentaries or whatever. I stumbled across some interesting things, and I was watching, and it just really, really turned me on to. I want to start with the introducing Little Marvin video. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a series. I just rewatched it. Where is it? Down at the bottom in the middle. I think that's the guy. No, that's the other one. My bad. That's my fault. Go back. Yeah, the top one. Yeah. Let's see if we can hear this. I hope everybody can hear it. I hope everything goes well. You know what I'm saying? Some things I wanted to show y'all. You know? No audio? Have audio problems, right? Just bear with us real quick. Try to fix the audio. We're just going to fix the technical difficulty real fast, all right? So bear with us. So one of the reasons I want to show y'all this because every Israelite here like me has experienced racism on some level, some form or some fashion. We've experienced it. But society tells us that we tripping. They tell us that we like we imagining it in our head. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, everybody have hard times. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, the world's not racist. You're being racist. You know what I'm saying? And sometime you're gonna be like, damn, am I tripping? Am I tripping? I know I just experienced something that just vexed my spirit to the core. You know what I'm saying? But the world surrounding me tell me that it's all in my imagination, it's all in my head. So I'm supposed to bury it. You know what I'm saying? And just keep moving on and moving on. So as I was looking at these things, what they helped me realize is that you do exist. What you experience is happening. You know what I'm saying? You are experiencing racism. You are experiencing hatred from a nation that you've done nothing to. You get what I'm saying? And now that we have the Bible, it's clear why it's going on. But beforehand, we're trying to figure it out. Like, why do white people hate us so bad? And then not only them, you know what I'm saying, the other nations that jump in too. The Arabs, they say I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, why? Well, if you don't want to be on the bottom, just get along like I did. They have no idea about the red tape or what they do. They know about it, but the way they put it to us, they make it like we crazy. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, one of us is successful. Every now and then, one of us can be successful, but as a whole, we cannot climb out of the deficit that been created for us. You know, we actually live under our enemies, right? And the things that you see and feel, they are real, right? You see these things on your job interviews, when you go to the grocery store. You see that. That's why I named the class The Eyes, The Lies, and The Heathen Disguise, right? First and foremost, the first thing you notice is those racist eyes that you get. You get them everywhere. You get them at the store. You know what I'm saying? But we so accustomed to brushing it off and ignoring it. There's always somebody watching you, looking at you, following you around, eyes with disgust upon you. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, centuries and centuries of that, we adopted those eyes, right? Okay, yeah. We adopted those eyes, and now we put those same hateful eyes on each other. So you got this environment breeded to where you have no place in society. You're never comfortable in society. And then when you go home, your own people hate you. So you're not comfortable there. And there's nowhere to go until you end up going insane. We end up going insane. We put up these high walls, these defense mechanisms for ourselves so we don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it is really effective what they've done. What they've done is absolutely effective. You know what I'm saying? So instead of attacking this great people with a sword or a bullet, you know, they've done that for centuries too. But now the better thing they find to do is do it through the mind, right? They take over your media, your social media, your news. They control what you see. They control what you smell, hear, touch. You know, what's tangible to you. They control it. So they can break your mind from the inside. That's the whole game, is to break your mind, keep you broken. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to preface the class. I think we almost got the audio taken care of, so just bear with us for one more second, all right? Yeah.
How did this show come to be? Honestly, I started writing it about 3 summers ago, during a summer where I felt like I would never stop waking up to cell phone footage of Black folks, men, women, children, families, being terrorized, frankly, in some fashion. Watched, surveilled, followed, could be a UPS driver just doing his job, and why are you here? I'm calling the police. Black family having a cookout, why are you here? I'm calling the police. And I wanted to explore terror, and I wanted to give an audience member the feeling of what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that gaze 24/7. That was one half of it. The other half is I wanted to explore the...
Pause it right there. So as you see what Lil Marvin is talking about, man, the way he the reason he even made the show, it was a lot of things going on at that time. A lot of our brothers were getting killed innocently, and it's been surfacing on tape. You couldn't hide from it, right? And it recharged his reality. He's like, you know what? I got the power of this camera, and I want to show people what it feels like to be on the opposite end of that gaze. And when he said that, it just triggered a whole bunch of things for me. It's like, man, I see that gaze everywhere I go. The only time I don't see it is when I'm just trying to get through life. I'm psyching myself out, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to move on. You damn near have to trick yourself, you know what I'm saying, to assume that it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? You just head forward. Like when we being sons of God, you know, we not actually eye contact on nothing. We just focus on a certain point. And we focus on the point of like just getting through the day. You know what I'm saying? And you're in the grocery store, and every now and then I look up and I'm like, what the hell is this old lady looking at? You know what I'm saying? And and I go to the next aisle and I turn around real fast, and then another dude is looking at me like he's looking at my kids and my children, or you know what I'm saying? When I go to different places, people walking up to my kids, oh, hey little child, and wanna talk to my kids, and it's super weird what's going on. That gaze that we talking about, you see it on. Well, I see it, and I don't know. Just vibe with me. When I go to my job site, the job site stops. It stops, and everybody's like, "Wow, it's one of them here." Do you get what I'm saying? And if I ever meet another so-called black brother at one of my construction sites, and we say a word to each other, the machines go off and everything, and they want to know what we talking about and why are we not socializing with other people? What are you guys doing? And that gaze right there is the same gaze that you see on your job that you ignore it. You see it too in the nail shop and you ignore it. You notice it when they so obvious with it, when they following you around the store thinking you stealing. But other than that, you don't notice it. But it's always upon you. It's always upon you to keep you in line, keep you in check, right? So the gaze that go back to 1 minute, or not 1 minute, just a couple seconds back. And then just play it on. Go ahead and play.
Here I'm calling the police. And I wanted to explore terror, and I wanted to give an audience member right the feeling of what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that gaze 24/7. That was one half of it. The other half is I wanted to explore the American dream. Who has gotten the keys to it? Who has not gotten the keys to it, and why? And there's no more American dream than the dream of home ownership, right? A land of one's own, a home of one's own. It's a part of the American dream. But that dream has been anything but for those.
Jump over to 4 minutes and 50 seconds, and I want to get Leviticus 26 and 17 real quick, right? So what I want y'all to notice is the people that I've chose to show you guys today, they're not in the truth, right? They just talking about the experience they having. They don't know that it's biblical. They don't know that we can read about this thing. We understand exactly why. They're still trying to figure out why. We know why, right? And the answer's in the Bible. Watch this. Here go one of them. Watch this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
So it say the people that hate you going to reign over you. They're going to rule over you. They're going to be in rulership over you. So the people that hit you with that gaze, the Chinese lady in her hair store, right? She hates you. The Arab man in the AM PM, he hates you too, and he gazing at you. He look at you with disgust everywhere you go. Do you get what I'm saying? We undesired as a nation. You feel what the Bible's saying? It's saying those people, they're going to rule over you, right? Now, our people are assuming that our enemies have conscience, that they have feelings. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to figure out as a people, like, what is going on? We have done nothing to nobody. Do you get what I'm saying? Why are we the source of so much hatred? Do you get what I'm saying? But God knows what he made. He knows what he made. He said, look, here go the conditions right here. This evil people, right, whose heart is not upright in them, I'm going to set them over you. You can try to pet them all you want. They don't have a funny bone. They don't have a moral conscience. You get what I'm saying? They can only disguise it for a small period of time before, like iron rust, if they begin to show themselves. You get what I'm saying? And now okay, now I don't have to figure things out. Now I can move accordingly. Now I can focus on my nation. But what we are doing as a people is we are trying to fix these people. We are trying to fix them. We like, hey, look, I'm a human being. Don't you understand it? I got feelings like you, this, that, and the third. And they just like, more oppression for you. More death and damnation for you. They doing what God told them to do. You get what I'm saying? Play on. From 450. Yep, here it comes.
Watch this show is that segregation is not a word from the past. I think there's a tendency to think of it as something from another era. Right. And the truth is we're living it now every single day at the federal level, at the state level, at the local level. And this began way, way, way back. In the 1930s, the FHA, the Federal Housing Administration.
Go back to 450. I'm going to have you pause it at a certain point, right? I want y'all to see something. So what he realized, he's like, hey, look, this segregation thing is still going on, right? Press play.
When they watch this show, is that segregation is not a word from the past.
Look at those faces. Look at those faces, right? This is a fictional thing right here, right? This is a series created by a man named Lil Marvin, right? And what he attempts to do, I want to show you what it feels like to be on the opposite side of this gaze, right? White people in America, they will tell you that racism does not exist, right? Even though we're looking at a gaze like that, like we just saw right there, right? This little girl, what they were reenacting was when you what they call that, they were integrating the schools, right? So she was one of the first colored girls going to an all-white Compton school. You know what I'm saying? So unanimously, everybody is against her. It's hatred, right? And somebody may see this on a film and be like, you know, that's just film. You know what I'm saying? And racism doesn't really exist. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Come on, get over it. You know what I'm saying? But pull me up those other images I got. I want to see those images I got. I want to see the real gays now. I want to see the real one. Right? I want to see the real one. So that was the fictional one, right? That was recreated for people to see, right? But we got real actual photos, man, of what was going on. I want to show y'all. I got some photos of my young sister going to school in Little Rock, Arkansas. These ain't the videos, just the photos. The photos, you see them? Yeah. Can we zoom that? I want to see that. Can y'all see that on Zoom? Y'all can see that? Look at the faces in the background. That gaze is real. It is hatred. It is pure hatred for you doing nothing. You're doing absolutely nothing. You're trying to go to school. And remember, at this point, we don't have the truth. We're just trying to figure it out. We still think that they have a conscience. You know what I'm saying? And I like this picture right here because we think that it's just white men that do these things. But look at this picture right here. That's another white girl leading the charge. You get what I'm saying? Go to the next one. Go to the next one. So Israel, you exist, man. The things that you're seeing, the things that you've experienced, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. And I don't want nobody to tell you that, oh, you're just thinking of it harshly and there's no forgiveness. Zoom in on that. Zoom in on that. I wonder what that little girl is screaming right there. Her mouth wide open like that. Probably a ER word at the end or whatever she's saying. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you look at the people surrounding her. They're laughing and making fun like it's a game. That's a human being right there. Right? Now I want you to go to I Am Not Your Negro, right? That video. I want to go to 6 minutes. 6 minutes, right? And I want to play from there. So I want to show y'all a couple of these things. I want to show y'all that gaze and that stare that you try to ignore in your day-to-day life. Because you get it every day. You get it on your job interviews. You know what I'm saying? You step up in the job and the he go, oh, like what are you doing here? He got to get himself together a little bit and just go through the routine. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You got it? All right, 6 minutes. We're gonna go to 7:50.
1979, acclaimed author James Baldwin commits to a complex endeavor.
Oh, that's the wrong
Tell his
video.
story of America.
That's the wrong one. Yeah, you remember the first one I told you? Yeah, we ain't gonna use that one. Yeah. Hey, it be like that. All right, here we go. There we go. That's the one.
Respecting, loving parent should take his white child out of that parochial school.
No video. Okay, I got no video. All right, so what I was going to show you a video of the actual sister going to school, and the video that there was.
If you are about to write,
right, there was video on it, and it showed her getting spit on, cursed out. You know what I'm saying? Surrounded. Man, the pioneers of our people, they was brave to be like the first Jackie Robinson to go into a hostile environment in a stadium full of white people getting popcorn thrown on them. And I don't know if I could be the first guy. You know what I'm saying? And then the first sister in Little Rock, Arkansas, she was a 15-year-old little girl. She was only 15. You know what I'm saying? Surrounded with that same gaze. And those people grew up. They had children. And they have that same fear that was instilled in them. They instilled it in their children. A generation of us went through that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that same gaze that we so accustomed to them giving to us, we end up taking it on and giving it to each other. That's why the Lord got 2 great commandments. He say, love God with all your heart and love your neighbors. You love yourself. That's the whole thing about turning this thing around is we got to love each other first and foremost. You got to love your own soul too. You know what I'm saying? Because the weapon against you is the subtle lie. The subtle lie. That's like the biggest bomb they can hit you with. You know what I'm saying? It's better than a left hook to the body. You know what I'm saying? It's better than a right uppercut to the head. It's the subtle lie. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be proven. It don't have to be factual. It just have to make you yield and consider and say, am I crazy? You know what I'm saying? And eventually you will go crazy, right? Yeah, let me go to Lamentations 3. We'll start at 55.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, and verse 55. I called upon thy name, O Lord, out of the low dungeon. Thou hast heard my voice. Hide not thine ear at my breathing, at my cry. Thou drewest near in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidest, fear not, O Lord. Thou hast pleaded the causes of my soul.
Jump down to verse 60.
Verse 60, thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me.
Their vengeance and their imagination against me, right? So their imagination, that's the whole thing. they don't live in like a state of reality, man. Everything they do is based upon an imagination against you. You know what I'm saying? How they a social box they want to put you in based upon something that they're imagining, right? And you know it's an imagination because we have done nothing to warrant that everlasting hatred towards us, right? But give me Ezekiel 35:6.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Verse 5, my bad.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live.
It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. A perpetual hatred, right? Esau has had a perpetual hatred from us ever since we obtained that birthright. You get what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it was before that because we was fighting in the womb. You know what I'm saying? We was fighting in the womb. So it's always been a hatred between the nation of Edom and the nation of Israel, right? Now, all the other nations, they just going with the winning team. You know what I'm saying? They going wherever the winning side is until they get their opportunity to rule. So right now, Esau ruling, hey, they rolling with Esau. They rolling with him. You know what I'm saying? However he feel about us, they feel about us. They joined along with it, right? Give me Psalms 83 and 1 and 2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Yep.
Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Our enemies, the enemies of God, made a tumult. Right? Read on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
The people that hate God have lifted up their head in pride. Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They took crafty counsel against our people. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Yep.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So all the nations in agreement with this. That's why you feel that you don't get no we try Islam, right? We try Islam. And we figure that eventually somebody will say something, you know what I'm saying? But no Arab cares about your plight out here in America. Nobody cares. Matter of fact, they have slaves right now. They'll take you as a slave right now. You know what I'm saying? Your enemies are in complete agreement with your nationality being taken away. Because since you don't have your nationality, they get a chance to rule. Everybody getting their turn to rule. Everybody think they're gonna get their turn. But Esau is the last ruling they're the last ruling nation. Is this the video right here? Oh, okay. So that right there won't allow it, right? I see that. Okay. Give me that give me the introducing Betty video. The white chick. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, give me that one real quick. That one should play. Just that one. Just start it. Just play it. Yeah. Yep. Not 1 minute. Just play it. Just play it. Because she did an interview too. She was like the main antagonist there, right?
You know what would make me happy? A day off.
There were a few ways in to Betty for me. There was the very physical daily element of the armor of 50s undergarments, of literally the garter belt, the waist cincher, the crinolines, the corset, the bra, like all of those pieces. By the time you're actually dressed and I'm in the wig and I have that red lipstick, it's just like, oh, I'm gone. You know, that journey over the course of just getting dressed took care of a great deal in terms of posture and everything else.
Detective Betty, beat us to it.
Of course. One woman welcome wagon.
What'd you find out?
Well, for starters, purple's not her color.
And the other thing that I was most interested in exploring was this way that white women, myself included, will like really smile through a lot.
Pause it right there.
Throughout the story.
So what she trying to be deep here, right? This whole show was about black people and the plight of black people, right? And she goes on here and tries to explain how difficult it is to be as a white woman, but she said some interesting things, right? She said that white women in general, we smile through a lot, right? And she finna go explain something interesting to me. Read on, play on.
Story and throughout her journey, Betty will smile through anything. She will be cutting your throat and smiling and speaking as politely as can be.
If it were me, I can't imagine living somewhere I wasn't wanted.
It's just this very calm thing, and everything can be going on underneath, but she will never not smile. The likability factor for white women, it's just like it's our own desire for safety, and it's a lot of different, ways that we feel powerless and are unaware of our own power, and the ways that feeling of powerlessness can lead to these monstrous behaviors that all come with a smile.
Doing what it takes
Stop
to
right
protect
there.
your family.
So she going and carrying on talking about how white women feel unempowered or whatever. But guess what? They got the power over you, so they feel, right? And they do all these, and they end up making them do all these cruel things with a smile. And that's all them in general. That's how we over here on the West Coast. That's how we experience most of our racism. Down south, it may be a little more in your face. It may be a little more raw. But right here, it's a very subtle racism with a smile. You get what I'm saying? And the Bible talk about that too, right? Give me Proverbs 30 and 20.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Right, so they eat and they wipe their mouth, like Rasputia said. I ain't had no damn cake. You better mind your business. She got cake all on her face. You know what I'm saying? But what they do is they'll do something atrocious. They wipe their mouth and say nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Get over it. It's all in your mind, right? Go to Jeremiah 6 and 14.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 14. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace.
Right, so they give you a little healing. They give you a little healing just enough before you snap, before you riot. They give you a little healing and they say peace, peace. But at the end of the day, it's no peace with this people. They continue on, they continue on, they continue on, right? Go to Ezekiel 13 and 10.
Ezekiel, chapter 13 and verse 10. Because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Say unto them which daubed it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and ye, O great hailstones, shall fall.
Right, so they say there's peace, but there's no peace, right? Go to Psalms 55 and 21.
Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Yeah, the words of their mouth, they smooth as butter. They sound good, right? So what I'm trying to get y'all to realize is you need to stop listening to your enemies. Don't listen to your enemies. Don't listen to them about your work performance. Don't listen to them about their expectations of you. Don't listen to them about where they see you in the next 3-4 years. Those things you got to be fully assured in your own mind. You get what I'm saying? And we got to build each other up as peers. The Bible tells us to gather together on nation, not desire. Give me that. Give me that Zephaniah 2.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
God tell us to gather together, O nation not desired. So guess what? While we here, we're gonna have to work with these people. We have to go to they your doctors, they your policemen, they your lawyers, you know what I'm saying? And if at all possible, live peacefully with all men. If at all possible, right? But one of the heaviest scriptures in the Bible to me is one that we read all the time. It's John 8:32. It say the truth shall set you free. So first and foremost, the truth, acknowledging what you see is real, right? It's like they say ignorance is bliss, right? So the more you know, you can see the oppression that you used to couldn't see because you still had it was optimistic that the people across from you had feelings and morals and all these things, right? Now you understand that they don't, and it's a waste of time. And now the oppression you see is like, this is never going to end. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Do you get what I'm saying? So now you, the more you woke, you constantly see the iron curtain above you. You see the heavens of brass above you. You see it everywhere you go. I can't turn it off anymore. I see it at the playground. I see it everywhere I go. I see it. You know what I'm saying? I remember, man, one time I took my kids to the playground over by Officer Alon House. He wasn't there, so we went to the playground or whatever. And it was like a whole Arab family up there. That's where they kick it at. They kick it there all the time. But everybody is like, everybody playing. You know what I'm saying? And it was a table full of ladies there, some Arab ladies. But it was just this one lady that she couldn't hold it. You know, the rest of them, they like seasoned in their racism. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, don't play with those blacks or whatever. But the other lady at the table, she just was looking at like at my kids with disgust. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I couldn't. I tried to not acknowledge it, but it was so thick I had to see her. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, lady? You was there, huh? You remember? Yeah. Yeah, and I told her, I was like, we don't like you either. You know what I'm saying? I had to say that. I say that to say this. It's always there. It's always there, right? Go to Sirach 12, and we're going to start at 10, right? It's always there. I hate to, sometimes I don't hate that I notice it, but I'm glad I notice it, but I feel it now. I feel it everywhere I go, and it take me being wise as a serpent at work. You know what I'm saying? Being able to turn these things off sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I can just get through the day. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it feels so good to be around a body of people that's going through these same things, to let me know that I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. You get what I'm saying? I'm not in no cult. Y'all all see the same thing I'm saying. It's so easy to see this. But we've been convinced that, that's just crazy talk that you're talking. Maybe he, they do things like, they know for a fact Christ is black, but they'll say, well, perhaps he was olive color. I won't say that he was black. I know he wasn't white. I'll agree with you there. But maybe he was olive color. In the Middle East, he wouldn't be white, but he wouldn't be black either. You know what I'm saying? Then what was he? And it's really all to cause doubt. That's the main weapon. That's the big left hook to the body for them, is to cast doubt. You know what I'm saying? You're never supposed to listen to your enemy. I don't really have nothing to say to them. Right? Read on.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
The Bible tells you never, ever, 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 ever trust your enemies. Read.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Like iron rusteth, his wickedness is going to show, right? So you get a piece of metal, it's going to be beautiful for a little while, right? Just like your white friend. He's going to be nice for a little while till something happens, some event happens. You get a little more money than him. You get the car that he wanted or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get the position that he wanted. And like iron rusteth, you know what I'm saying? So will his wickedness. Read on.
Though he humble himself.
They always humble themselves. They'll say, okay, we know Christ wasn't white, right? They'll humble themselves in that sense. Read.
And go crouching. Yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass.
So guess what? You could see right through him. We in the Bible, we could see right through him, right? Read on.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
There's still some wickedness there. A lot of wickedness there. It's going to grow and grow and grow, right? Read on.
Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith.
Like the Bible told me he was trying to get my position at work. He told me that. He slandered me the first opportunity he got me moved out the way. Guess what? Didn't they sit at our right hand and take our place in Jerusalem? Now they the Jews now, so called. Do you get what I'm saying? They say race it. Right on the side of us, let us get burned down, and now they put themselves in that position. Right? Just like the Bible says. Read on.
Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
He's saying, who gonna pity you? The Lord's like, look, you knew that the snake bit. You went to go pet it, and it bit you. What do you want me to do? You want me to pet you on the head? You know what I'm saying? I told you in Deuteronomy 28, if you keep my commandments, you be on top of everybody. If you don't, in verse 15, they going to bite you. And here we are, we bit, and we praying to the Lord like, why? You get what I'm saying? We're saying, why is this happening? But he like, am I supposed to pity y'all? No, y'all. I told you about it. Read on.
For a while he will abide with thee. But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips.
With a smile. Just like that lady said, she's speaking with a smile, doing heinous things with a smile. You get what I'm saying? The white man to do that same thing with a smile. Read on.
But in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
When he find opportunity, he gonna cast you into the fire. He'll completely overthrow you. He gonna show himself like iron rusteth. Right? Go to Lamentations 2:15.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Start at 13.
Verse 13. What thing shall I take to witness for thee? What thing shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee?
Right, there's a split in Zion, right? He's saying, I love you, Zion, but it's a big breach inside you, right? It's damage done to the nation. Read on.
Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee.
They're not teaching you the law, statutes, and commandments. They're teaching you smooth things. Read.
And they have not discovered thine iniquity.
They have not showed you your sin, Israel. Read.
To turn away thy captivity.
That will get you out of captivity. That'll free you. You know what I'm saying? You return unto the Lord, and he return unto you. Read on.
But have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment.
He's seeing for you false burdens, right? Guess what? A false burden is water baptism. You have to do that. You have to do that to get saved. You got to say so-and-so many Hail Marys. Those are false burdens. God said all you got to do is keep the commandments and live, right? And then it says, and causes of banishment, right? What get us cast out? Sin. And what's the cure to sin is the law. But the prophets are seeing for you. They're saying that the law is done away with. So they are assuring your banishment, right? Read on.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
All the other nations that see us in this great melting pot, they clap their hands at us, right? That's a disrespectful thing, right? Read on.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
They hiss and wag their head at us. They're like, look at you. No way. No way. That's that hissing. They hiss at you and wag their head like, Read on.
Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
All the other nations open their mouth against the nation of Israel. That's why we gotta love each other, man. That's what's heavy on that, right? The people that come in here, right? You gotta imagine, right? Let's say, for instance, you may be high in a social construct or whatever, right? But there's people more damaged than you coming in here, right? So imagine that you getting those looks and that scoffing on a day to day. You finally get some outlet, right? You find the truth and you come in here and your own people looking at you like that also. Hissing at you and wagging the head. Like, how does brothers think like that? How does sister think like that? You get what I'm saying? That's why build up, encouragement is key here. You get what I'm saying? You got to build each other up. You got to encourage people. You got to put yourself to the side because you don't know what kind of background each person come from. You don't know. You don't know, right? And I don't ever want to be the cause to where somebody say, you know what, that's it. I'm gonna just do whatever the hell I want to do because I feel outcast here also, right? So go to matter of fact, keep reading. Finish that out.
Verse 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
Yep.
They hiss and gnash the teeth.
Yep.
They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it.
Right. Now go to 1 Kings 9 and 8. They say, look, the deed is accomplished. We got them underfoot. Israel's underfoot right now. This is the day we've been looking for, right? Read on.
1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 8. And at this house, which is high, every one that passeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss, and they shall say, why hath the Lord done thus unto this land and to this house?
Like, damn, look how the Lord did them. Everybody walking by, hissing and gnashing their teeth at us, talking down on us, being disrespectful to us, right? Let's get that in the curse for Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Look at the curses that we live in. We are evidence that the Bible is real. Because if a people was not going through this, and we going through this in the richest of nations, not in the third world country, this is the richest of nations, and we going through this. That lets you know that we the people of the Bible, right?
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So now you understand what that astonishment is. We read 2 verses that say all the nations going to be astonished when they look at us. They clap their hands at us. They hiss at us psst, and wag their head and say, Lord, is this supposed to be the people of Zion? Look how the Lord did them. Right? Now you understand what that astonishment is and occurs. Read.
A proverb and a byword.
We call something outside of our God-given name. We're not called Judah, Benjamin, and Levi no more. We're not called Israel no more. We call Negroes, African Americans, Bloods, Crips, Democrats, and Republicans. You get what I'm saying? We call ourselves Children of God, Baptist, Pentecostal, Catholics, and Seventh-day Adventists. We don't have a nationality. We bywords, right? Read on.
Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Among all the nations that's clapping their hands and hissing at us and wagging their head at us. You get what I'm saying? Jump over to verse 43.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
And we shall come down very, very low in society. How low? Very, very low. I can't even explain it. Look at us. We don't have a nationality. We don't have a language. We don't have an army. We completely depend on the nation that hate us. They rule over us. They tell us where we can and can't work. If you want your own business, they give you your business permit. Give you all these red tape. You can operate here. You cannot operate there. You get what I'm saying? You are under the foot of your enemy 24/7. And then even in your own neighborhood, you gotta have that gaze upon you. In the hair shop in my neighborhood. In the gas station in my neighborhood, the gaze is there. It's at my school. I can hear the teacher talk to my children. Woo! It's there. It's there. It's there. Right. Go to Sirach 30 and 23. Here goes some of the fix right here. Right.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30. And verse 23. Love thine own soul.
So Israel, we got to love our own soul. We got to love ourselves more than anybody else because ain't nobody else going to do it for us. All right? You capable. Israel, we capable of doing everything. We can have our own businesses. We can be, but it's the fear that come with it. It's the gaze, it's the lie, coupled with the fear that keep us stagnant. We cannot move. You know what I'm saying? The last level is the fear that you got to get over. It's like, okay, I acknowledge the look. I acknowledge the lie. You know, now I got to get over this damn fear that's been instilled in me for hundreds of years. It was instilled in my father. It was instilled in my mother. It was instilled in my grandmother. It was instilled in her grandmother. It's been instilled in me for generations and generations to fear the society that had me captive. You know, that's why we walk around with our head down. You know what I'm saying? We used to have to move off the sidewalk for a white family to pass by. You know what I'm saying? But we won't dare put our head down for each other. We eyes up on each other, very prideful with each other. You know what I'm saying? We'll fight one another, but won't do nothing to the other nations because of fear that's instilled in us from generation to generation. It's time to get over the fear of that and venture out. And some of our brothers have done it. A lot of our brothers have done it. Some of our brothers got their own businesses or whatever. It's up to y'all to help the other brothers get over that fear. You know what I'm saying? That's been instilled in them for generations, right? Read on.
Love thine own soul.
Yep.
And comfort thy heart.
You got to comfort your heart. What do you comfort your heart with? Let's get that. Yep.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Patience and comfort of the scriptures. Patience and comfort of the scriptures. So guess what? Whatever lie they've told me, right? The scripture's gonna cast that imagination down. They say they have imaginations against us, right? Oh, you lazy and shiftless and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible say that we the carpenters, we the masons, we all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We are all these things. We capable of everything. So the Bible casts down those imaginations. Go back to Sirach 30 and 23 again.
Sirach 30 and 23. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein.
It's no profit in being sorrowful, especially based upon the things that they say and the way they guided us. You know what I'm saying? The way that they guide us and tell us what we are and what we should be. We're not those things. We 10 times greater. We 1,000 times greater and more. But we just got to get over the fear, right? Go to chapter 28 and 17.
Sirach, chapter 28 and verse 17. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh.
Start at 15.
Verse 15. A backbiting tongue hath cast out virtuous women, and deprived them of their labors. Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest, and never dwell quietly.
So if you hearken unto that backbiting tongue, if you listen to it, if you even consider it, y'all better encourage y'all kids. Don't discourage them. Encourage your children because they being discouraged. They got them same eyes that you had on them. They teachers looking at them the same way. The principals is looking at them the same way, telling them that they ain't going to be nothing, this, that, and the third. Encourage your children, right? Because if they listen to those backbiting words, read on.
The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
The stroke of the tongue break the bones. So that in the world they say sticks and stones break the bones, but words will never hurt you. But the scriptures say opposite of that. They say that the words will hurt you. Evil communication corrupt good manners. You know what I'm saying? Go to I want Proverbs 28 and Proverbs 23 and 7, right? Show you why.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
So as a man think in his mind, so is he. So if I can tell you for long enough that you're not capable, that you don't qualify, that you're not good enough, and maybe you should try this. Maybe you should, the nation is always convincing you against your success. You get what I'm saying? So if I can get you to think that way, that will be what you'll live up to. You know what I'm saying? And now you understand why it's a must to show you these things on TV. Show you and why it's a must to keep your neighborhood like that. You know what I'm saying? Put no money in the neighborhood, keep things boarded up. You know what I'm saying? Put crack in their community so they can go out here and see this on a day-to-day basis and say it ain't no hope for us. We might as well just embrace the lifestyle that we in. You know what I'm saying? As a man thinks, so is he. That's why I say words can break the bone. It can break a man totally, right? Go to Psalms 147 and 3.
Psalms chapter 147 and verse 3. He healeth the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds.
So the Lord healed a broken heart. He the one that healed a broken heart. The heart can be broken with words, but guess what? The words of the Lord can heal you, right? These are the things that fix you, right? And that's the gospel. Give me that in Luke 14, I think it is. Yeah. Luke 14 and yeah. 4:18. Yep.
Luke chapter 4 and verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted.
To do what?
To heal the brokenhearted.
To heal the brokenhearted, the broken-minded. We broken in the mind. We don't know who we are. We have no hope. They have painted the vision. They established the vision. We believed it as a people. You know what I'm saying? You know what? It's a doctrine out there right now, and to show you our people is easily convinced by their enemies. They have black people in America convinced that slavery never happened. How can you erase hundreds of years of documented history with a simple, well, where did the ships go? You know, that's like me saying, the Martin Luther King never did a bus boycott because where are the buses? You know what I'm saying? Something that simple can erase hundreds of years of documented history. Because actually, people want to believe that so they can move on, even though they know it happened. But God said the truth shall make you free, right? Keep reading.
To preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised.
Right. Go to Isaiah 61 and 1. So the gospel is freedom to the captives, you being set at liberty, right?
Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Good tidings is the same thing as gospel. It means the same thing, right? Read on.
He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn.
Right. Go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 3. So the whole thing is to protect your mind, man. Protect your mind, and the way you do that is not listening to your enemies for nothing. Don't listen to them. Hey, it's something you got to acknowledge. Here go something you got to acknowledge. You have to be 10 times better than your white counterpart to be considered equal on a job. You have to be an asset. He just have to be there. You have to be making money. He just have to be there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to be used. You know what I'm saying? If you match his effort, that's not good enough by far. You be fired in no time if you just match his effort. You got to go above and beyond. That's just something you got to acknowledge. Hey, guess what? The people that's doing the hiring, you're gonna have to turn in 20 applications to his one. And that's just something that you got to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean stop. That don't mean don't do nothing, but you just got to hand out 20. And you got to follow up 20 to where he just got to do one. You get what I'm saying? That's the world you live in. That's something you got to acknowledge, right? Where I got you holding?
2 Corinthians 11 and verse 3.
Yep, let's go there.
2 Corinthians 11 and verse 3. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
The same way the serpent beguiled Eve, he tricked Eve. That's what beguile means, to be tricked, to be deceived, right? The same way your mind will be deceived from the simplicity that's in Christ. How easy is it to understand that Christ came for Israel and nobody else when he said it out his own mouth in Matthew 15 and 24? And then they'll say, well, couldn't that mean spiritual Israel? And then, you know what? I can kill that too. I can kill 20 follow-up questions. There'll be another one and another one and another one. And the goal is not to convince you. It's to subvert the hearers that's around. You know what I'm saying? It's to get those souls, right? I got a lot more, but we wasted a little time, so I'm going to just try to go through. Let's go to what I was talking about. Give me 2 Timothy 2 and 14. Right, so we're just going to talk about the fix, right? How do we fix it? Because we know what's coming against us. We got lies, eyes, and deception coming at us, right? But what's the fix? The first fix is unity, right? Not listening to your enemies. And how do you not be tricked? How do you not be beguiled, right? Let's see.
2 Timothy 2 and 14. 14, right?
Yeah. All right. I want to start at I want to start at 14.
2 Timothy 2 and verse 14. Of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers.
So guess what? They want to strive about words to no profit, right? So what does it say in the Hebrew? Do you guys speak Hebrew? Striving about words and all that. Oh, it's about the Strong's Concordance and this, that, and the third, right? It's not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. It's not going to profit nothing. It's only going to trick or beguile the ones that's listening for learning. You get what I'm saying? They brand new. They considering, should I join, should I not? You know what I'm saying? And now this confusion's in the air. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually helping assist in that if I engage in it. Not only that, I shouldn't listen to it at all. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. We have the truth here, right? Read on.
Study to show thyself approved.
So guess what? You got to study to show your own self-approved. That's how you're not going to get subverted. You know what it say for yourself. I done read precept upon precept upon precept. I understand thoroughly. That's how you protect yourself, right? Read on.
Unto God.
Yep.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Yep.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Yep.
But shun profane and vain babblings.
All the words that your enemies is telling you, you're not good enough, you're not this and you're not the third. We're not hearing all of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm only focused on the truth. What's truth? And I'm not afraid of that truth either. We're going to acknowledge what the truth is, and that's it. Right? Precept upon precept. Read on.
For they will increase unto more ungodliness. And their word will eat as doth a canker.
The word eats as a canker, meaning even though you don't think it gets to you, at the moment, a canker grows and grows and grows with time. You know what I'm saying? So these words are, for instance, right? Somebody say, you know what? You know for sure. Proverbs 5 and 1 Peter 5 and 8, right? It say, be sober-minded, right? But then you'll listen to somebody say, well, they don't say weed, though. And it may not affect you today. But maybe years down the road, you be like, you know what? I think you know it really don't, and you'll consider it. It's like a canker, because people have itching ears, people have desires, man. You know what I'm saying? It says it'll eat like a canker. Read on.
Of whom Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already.
Right. So guess what? We're reading about the resurrection, right? Christ is finna come. He finna die for us, this, that, and the third. But it's a group saying, hey, man, it already happened, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? To the subverting of the hearers. I was doing the right thing, but since Christ already came, that brother said over there, he already came, then what am I doing this for? It subvert the hearers. It take you off the path that you on, right? Read on.
And overthrow the faith of some.
It'll overthrow the faith of some. So the key is to study for yourself, right? Well, you got a bishop giving you precept upon precept upon precept, class upon class. We got 24 hours of classes. You know what I'm saying? There's no way where we shouldn't be able to study for ourselves and know everything. We should be able to know everything based on the video or based on the work that our leadership have put in before us. You get what I'm saying? Nobody should be able to subvert you unless you're giving them ear. Your own downfall is to give them your ear. I'm not giving nobody my ear. I'm already, my ear is here, right here in this Bible. You get what I'm saying? Go to I don't have no time for that. I don't have that much time. I want to get another solution before I go. Let me see. Yeah, go to Titus 1 and 10. We'll go there, right? We'll end it on this one.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
Right, you got many unruly, vain talkers, right? You got your Creflo Dollars, you got your Joel Osteens, you got your T.D. Jakes, you got all these vain talkers. And then it says, especially of the circumcision, you got it of your own nation. You get what I'm saying? The Christian pastor in your neighborhood speaking the same thing they saying, right? Read on.
Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not.
They teaching things that they ought not be teaching, like the laws is done away with. Christ is for everybody. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. You get what I'm saying? These are the things that they teaching us. Read.
For filthy lucre's sake.
For money's sake. That's what filthy lucre is. It's money. They doing it for money and monetary gain. Read.
One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies.
Slow bellies, meaning they really kind of slow, man. He's saying this about his own people. He's like, look, yeah, they always lying. They slow bellies. Read.
This witness is true.
He said, and it's true. They retarded. They are absolutely retarded. Right? Read on.
Wherefore, rebuke them sharply.
So these people rebuke sharply, man. We got the words of God right here. We got proper guidance from our bishops, our deacons and captains. We got proper guidance. Rebuke them men sharply. I ain't playing with what's his name? Mark Reiser.
Yeah.
And all that Creflo and all the apologetics and all that. Y'all come up here. I'm not playing with y'all. I don't have time for that. I'm not giving you ear. I'm cutting you. I'm rebuking you sharply. Right? Read on.
That they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables.
Don't be giving heed to Jewish fables. Don't give your ear to these things. Right? Read on.
And commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Read that again. Read that piece again.
Not giving heed to Jewish fables.
Yep.
And commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Right. So guess what? Giving heed to the commandments of men. Like Easter and Christmas and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what? The teachers at my son's school, they every day, somebody's birthday, happy birthday this, happy birthday that, and they don't understand why I keep logging him out. And you know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear that. What if I unmuted every day and told all them kids Santa's not real? You get what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as no Easter bunny. Your parents are lying to you. How you think the teacher would feel for me doing that? You think she would be cool with that? No, but they cool with saying all these pagan things to my children, knowing that we don't do that. Because that we the minority, it's more them and more us. We got to deal with it. Even in homeschool, we got to deal with it. You get what I'm saying? Read on.
Unto the pure, all things are pure. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled.
So guess what? To the pure, all things are pure. You get what I'm saying? Meaning this stuff ain't hard to understand. It ain't hard to understand. Somebody show you, if you believe in the Bible, there's no way you should be confused. What the Bible say, we must obey. If it said love everybody, you know what I'm saying? If Christ gave salvation to everybody, we would go with that. We would go with that's what the Bible say, but it don't say that. If it said the laws of God was done away with, we would go with that. We would do what we want to do, but it don't say that. It say you gotta in the last chapter of the Bible, it say you gotta have faith in Christ and the commandments of God. Say that in Revelation 14. It don't. So I can't go with that, right? Read on.
They profess that they know God.
And these vain talkers, these people with commandments of men, they profess out their mouth. They say, we know God. We got the God, right? Read on.
But in works, they deny him.
But their actions, they deny him. They don't keep no Sabbath day. They eat whatever the hell they want. No ceremonial law. No none of that, right? Don't know nothing about a new moon. But do Valentine's Day, this, that, and the third, right? Read on.
Being abominable.
Being abominable, especially on the things that they eat, the way that they dress, the gods that they serve. They completely abominable in action, read.
And disobedient.
And disobedient to everything God say. I don't think God would really judge me based upon what I dress. Zephaniah 1:8. Well, are you sure? I got to ask God for myself. Well, I just read it for you. You get what I'm saying? You disobedient to everything that we read to you, right? Read on.
And unto every good work, reprobate.
And to every good work, they reprobate. So guess what? In order to fix yourself or to keep yourself solid, you have to not listen to your enemies. Don't even give them no ear. Study for your and show yourself approved. You get what I'm saying? Shun profane, vain babbling, because that's their weapon. That's their left hook to the body. That's how they get you. That's their biggest weapon. It's better than the gun. It got unlimited bullets. They got unlimited ammo in the lie. Right? We'll end it there. Right? I'm a little under the weather, y'all. Lord's will. I get a chance to
recording stopped.
Coming out of it right now. You know what I'm saying? But Lord's will, we get more and more. We had some technical difficulties. A lot of the class was based upon the videos. So we'll try it again next time, man. But the main thing I want y'all to know, man, is don't listen to your enemies at all. Don't listen to them. All right?
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example.